Hi, I'm Nick, and welcome to my shop. Well, I just got back from Bridgehampton in Long Island and a golf course named The Bridge. Bob, who invited us to this event, when he bought the golf course, it was not a golf course, it was a racetrack. I think he bought it back in 1981, if I'm not mistaken, 1981. Because Bob is not a golfer. To me, it didn't look like a golfer. To me, he's a car guy.
Bob Rubin, co-founder of the event car show and owner of the Bridge golf course on which the show takes place, is very much a car guy. So much so that his annual gathering in Bridgehampton, Long Island, has been rightfully called the East Coast's premier car event. And this year, Mr. Rubin invited Nick to attend.
You know, I've never been in an event like this before anywhere. You know, I've gone to a lot of car shows. They're in parking lots. They're all lined up like a parking lot in a shopping mall. But being at the Bridge in a golf course, just spread out on a beautiful, beautiful golf course with the green grass and people all dressed up and a beautiful sunset coming down. You couldn't ask for anything better. Was it a car show? I don't know what you want to call it. You know, they call it the event, like they have it here, the Bridge. And this was event number 8, which was the one we just went to. You can't describe it. You got to be there. You know, I like people tell me, how was the show? I said, you guys, you got to be there. I can't describe it. There's no other word for it. That is very, very special.
To begin to understand how special the event at the Bridge is, one has to go back to before there was even a car show at this golf course. In fact, before there was even a golf course here. This is the site of the Bridgehampton Race Circuit, one of the first permanent road racing courses in the USA, opening in 1957. Bridgehampton hosted many major international series over the years. By the 1970s, however, locals began to complain about the roar of racing engines in what was quickly becoming some of the most expensive real estate on the planet. The track was very nearly lost by the 1980s when Mr. Rubin took it over and saved it for classic sports car enthusiasts to enjoy, hoping to create an East Coast version of Laguna Seca. But by the end of the 90s, local government and new residents had made it impossible to continue to operate a racetrack in the Hamptons. Bob Rubin then converted his incredible property into an absolutely breathtaking golf facility and preserved over a mile of the original racecourse in the new design. The town had taken away his racetrack, but they couldn't take Mr. Rubin's passion for cars.
So, Bob, being a car guy, one of his favorite cars was the Challenger in Vanishing Point. And that is the reason how we met when a couple of years ago, he sent us an email talking about maybe building him a car, working on something to have a Kawasaki car for him. And I understood that he wanted one also. And you know he's a car guy. So that's how we that's how we met.
So sit back and let Nick and his cameraman tell you the story of how a 1970 Challenger and a shared passion for cars brought Nick all the way from the back alley to the Bridge.
I had plans with my family and my cameraman George to go down to Long Island, of course to Bridgehampton. And it all started at 5 a.m. in the morning when George met up with me at my house with my truck and my trailer with my car, which is my Kawasaki Challenger. My family was flying down in New York, so George and I had a 8-9 hour drive down to Long Island at the Bridgehampton.
We're just about to enter into the United States of America.
Then we went down to the New York State Border Patrol, or should I say Customs. And of course we gave in our paperwork and we got pulled over and we had to do some paperwork to clear Customs. But in the meantime, we met some interesting characters. That one of them met me last year when I was gone on another trip with the Kowalski Challenger. And he goes, Nick, you're back again. Where are you going this time? I said, we're going to Bridge Hampton, back at the event, at the bridge. And because I told him it was a Dodge Challenger in my trailer, it's a closed trailer, he goes, my father used to have a Chrysler dealership. And I said, you know what? You got to see this. And of course, he wanted to see the car also. It's fun. You know, we're there for a couple of hours. People are coming out. Officers are telling me, you know, you got a beautiful car, showing them the book, gave them some baseball caps and so forth. So we had a great time. So I can't say anything better than that. So then we started heading down south. You know, I've gone a lot of trips with my trailer. So you know what? Guess what? We're just talking and all of a sudden we hear a brrrr. Oh, what happened? I think we blew a tire on the trailer.
Oh, it's blown wide open.
Oh, you gotta be kidding. I said, I never blew a tire on my trailer. And before you know it, we had to pull out our tools, our jack, and use our jack. And then of course, I forgot my impact to take out the lug nuts. But anyways, I did it the hard way. We got it going. And you know, then the next thing I told George is that, you know, now that we got a blowout, we might have a chance of getting another blowout. So next time we pull over at a gas station to get more fuel, we're going to look for a tire shop. Before you know it, we saw a Goodyear Center right across the street. So we went there, we gave him the rim with the damaged tire, put us another tire. Of course, it's good to have a spare one because you never know, you might blow another one. Because don't forget, we still have a long trip going back home later on. So we always need a spare tire. So we got that done. Then we headed south again to Long Island. So as we're going through the little roads left and right, we had the GPS telling us where to go. And eventually, of course, we got there late. So George and we backed up the trailer, parked it in the driveway. We parked it into the driveway, and the hamburger joint that we were looking forward to was closing in 20 minutes. We jumped into the truck, we went through the woods, then we got into the little main road in Bridge Hampton. And then we're trying to follow the GPS how to get to the hamburger place. So this is the funny part. My wife goes to me, we got to turn left at the corner. And you know, Bridge Hampton is a middle lane with yellow arrows, left turn only. So I went in that lane and I was going up just near the light to turn left. Then my wife tells me, no, Nick, we got to go straight. Okay, no problem. So I noticed there was a little gap between some cars on the right lane. Of course, there was a little bit of traffic. I cut in front of them. And that car I cut in front of apparently was a police car. Well, with my luck, of course, the lights went on. We pulled over. And I was wondering, you know, I know I did something wrong. I was in the left lane and I turned right. So the police officer comes up to me and goes,
Sir, registration, insurance papers.
No problem. I gave them to him and we waited. And I was surprised what he came up and told me.
Your permit is suspended in the state of New York.
I told him, seriously? Why? He goes, you got 3 outstanding tickets. One in 1986, 87, and one in 1990. I said, you gotta be kidding me. Back then, over 30 years ago, I wasn't even married then. Anyways, he was telling me, is this your name? Yes. Is this your birthday? Yes. Is this your address? No. I told him, you got the wrong address. Now, I don't know why usually I get a lot of tickets. I get tickets everywhere, you know, but I've always paid it because I'm always in every state every time, and I don't need to be pulled over to say that you got an outstanding ticket. Then you got to spend the night in jail, wait for the courthouse or the judge to give you a call or whatever it is. But anyways, I was very surprised. So for that reason, he did not arrest me. Of course, he says, Nick, I'm not going to arrest you because, you know, maybe it was a police officer that wrote the wrong address on the ticket, but it does not matter. He told me, I'm not going to arrest you, just get someone else to drive the pickup. So gladly, George volunteered, took the truck, and of course, we never made it to the hamburger joint because it was already closed. We were there on the side of the road for at least half an hour. Anyways, that's Never a dull moment, I should say. So we got delayed at the border, we got delayed changing a tire, got delayed with the police in Bridgehampton, and by the time we went out to eat and got back home to the house, get some sleep, because after a long drive you're tired, and then of course we have an event the very next day. So when I was pulled over, it was a Thursday night, and the police officer told me, if you want to clear it up, just go to the DMV bureau and take care of it from there. So the next morning, we went to the DMV, and then I asked the lady there, very nice lady, told me, these 2 tickets that you got last night, you got to send it in to a judge, plead guilty, and then they'll send you the price of the tickets. So I put them on the side, so those can wait. But the other 3 I wanted to pay because all of them were marked suspended license in the state of New York. So George and I went back home, saw my wife, and she made a few calls. She cleared up 2 of the tickets. And then, of course, they were telling me, 1 ticket is not too bad, so you can drive. 3 tickets looking for you, which is suspended license in the state of New York, is not a good thing. 1, you're not too bad. So you could drive, just drive carefully.
So just like Kowalski, with the law hot on his tail, Nick left his problems behind him and got back to the business of bringing his beautiful 1970 Challenger to the most beautiful car show in the world.
So during midday Friday, after we attached the trailer to the pickup, George and I headed for the golf course, the bridge.
And who was there waiting to welcome Nick when he took the turn into the private road that leads to the bridge? Kowalski himself.
The big billboard of Vanishing Point, right on the lawn at the front of the golf course. And I was telling George, check this out. So, of course, we pulled over, we took a few photos.
And here we are, Bridgehampton, Long Island, New York. And of course, I came all the way from Montreal just to be here today because I wanted to bring my Challenger. And of course, part of the show is my Vanishing Point Challenger, which is right here. You guys see it on the banner. And it's going to be right here on display on the golf course. And this is going to be something very special. All the way from Montreal to Bridgehampton, just for this car.
It was something very, and you go to a golf course and then you see the billboard on the driveway and it's the Vanishing Point. That's the car I have in my trailer. And it was, it was cool, so we took some pictures.
True to his passion for cars, Bob Rubin has preserved elements of the original Bridgehampton race circuit within the bridge golf course that now occupies 300 spectacular acres overlooking Sag Harbor. After entering by way of a portion of the original track and under the historic Chevron Bridge, the few who are able to experience this place are greeted by immaculate fairways and greens, with natural Long Island sand traps, all stretching out towards the water in nearly every direction from the striking minimalist clubhouse. Inside, the club resembles a modern museum more than some stuffy, exclusive, and pompous retreat, with automotive-themed works of art sharing the bright and open spaces with a complete absence of pretense. Nick and I both feel so happy and fortunate to be here, and the event hasn't even started.
So we went to the Friday show, which was a pre-show, which was called the Collector's Reception. Beautiful. It was a couple of hours. It was a late afternoon. You get to meet a few people. It's like caviar, champagne, and whatever. Nice people, great food, and of course, the look of the golf course. And there was only a few cars that night, just a few cars. Beautiful weather, and what a scenery. And then we had the sunset coming down, and we had George filming, photographing. He was freaking out, George, let me tell you, because he hasn't seen anything like it before. And even I was astonished. You know, it was a beautiful scene. And of course, my family said the same thing. It's what a view. Met a lot of good people there, and we had a great time. It was just a great time.
Our hosts for the event, club owner Bob Rubin, event marketing and communications expert Shamin Abbas, and litigator and walking automotive racing encyclopedia Jeffrey Einhorn, welcome everyone to the Bridge.
I bring the real estate and the basic vision, and they do the heavy lifting. So let's have a round of applause for Shamin and Jeff. Woo! And in addition to the hoodie, we are selling my book, Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About Vanishing Point. You can buy it at the Halfway House.
Masterpiece.
And if you find me, I'll inscribe it, and I won't charge you extra for that. And with that, I'm going to turn the microphone off and the music back on, and see you tomorrow.
And you know, being there at the collector's reception, you know, I've seen cars there I've never even seen or even heard of. They were special, and there was only a few of them. It was something I've never seen anything like it, you know.
But even among the few priceless, rare collectible cars at the collector's reception, Nick managed to find a little piece of home, a Hemicuda. And this one speaks French.
This is a Hemicuda, 1970, built and exported, I guess, to France. It's got a Hemi with a 4-speed in it. And yes, I checked the 5th digit, it is an R code.
I've gone to a lot of car shows, but the Bridge, nothing like it. And now I know why they call it the event, because it is the event.
And like many car shows, one of the best parts of the pre-show at the event was at the end of the evening, as one incredible car after another fired up in the cool oceanside air and set off to prowl the narrow and winding roads of the Hamptons.
Check this out, you guys. This is the bridge. Yeah.
Bob Rubin's invitation for us to visit this fabulous place was an exceptional privilege, and his generous hospitality even allowed me to spend my time at the bridge on site in the caddy accommodations just off a vestigial piece of the original track. This is where one of the most magical things about the Bridge Golf Club takes place. Among his many talents and passions, Bob Rubin and his wife Stefan also founded the Bridge Golf Foundation, a youth development sports program focused on golf. The after-school and summer program began in the Harlem YMCA, with local 8th graders swinging plastic golf clubs, and has now grown to occupy its own high-tech premises in the city, where underserved young men are given one-on-one counseling, tutoring, and other resources needed to help them prepare for college. With the help of Bob and Stefan, the program also provides the opportunity to stay here and work summer jobs in the golf operations as paid interns and caddies. In a world of private clubs where the word exclusive is used frequently, Bob and Stefan would seem to prefer to be inclusive, and their admirable efforts have resulted in heart-filling success. Young men who began with the plastic clubs in the Foundation's early days have now gone on to graduate from Syracuse and Stony Brook, and they're about to send their first graduating high school senior to Cornell, an Ivy League college. Being invited to bunk here allowed me to meet some of the wonderful young men from the Bridge Golf Foundation personally. They'll be helping out guests at the event tomorrow. Sharing a moment or two with them was for me the absolute highlight of the trip. While the guys from the foundation had to turn in early, I took the opportunity to creep back up the hill, and under the moonlight and the watchful eye of security, I was treated to my own private car show of some of the eye-popping vehicles gathering the seaside dew in the parking lot. Tomorrow, they'll be shining in the sun on the perfect fairways of the Bridge Golf Club as the event takes place.
Saturday was the event of the events. I mean, what a show. There we go now. So I brought the car to the main parking lot in front of the clubhouse, and I noticed that Jeffrey told me to hold on a few minutes because all the cars that he was directing, there was close to 350 cars, and they were parking on the beautiful grass at the golf course. It's like, I've never seen anything like it. And of course you had to synchronize, or should I say, place all these cars in certain areas. There was the Porsche section, there was the Ferrari section, off-road vehicles. Then he had to direct me to where I had to go. It was so coordinated. I know Jeffrey had a hard time with that because he was busy, let me tell you. I had to wait a while for him so that nobody could spin the tires and burn the grass, or should I say, tear up the grass. But everybody was very careful, and there was a lot of beautiful cars. And of course, security everywhere. You need a QR code to get in. And then finally, Jeffrey comes up to me and goes, "Nick, follow me in my golf cart. We're gonna put you in your special spot."
All right, so follow me.
We're halfway through the golf course, which apparently is the 9th hole. And he was setting me up where they had a big screen. And they had a spot there for my car. Bullet, Dirty Mary Crazy Larry, 2-lane blacktop, Gone in 60 Seconds, and Vanishing Point were all playing on that screen. And you wonder, why those movies? Why? Because Bob likes these old car movies, and one of his favorites was The Vanishing Point.
It's on the screen right there, look at that. Wow, let's check it out.
Nick was honored to have been given such a choice spot at the event. right next to the big screen playing clips from his favorite film. Vanishing Point inspired Nick to build his Challenger, and it's that Challenger that caught the eye of Mr. Rubin, who was at the time putting the finishing touches on his book that he's featuring here at the show today, Vanishing Point Forever.
And that is the reason why he wrote the book on the Kawasaki Challenger, which is right here. And you know what, you guys? You could get this book online, and he only sells them for $50 hardcover. And let me tell you, it's a very interesting book. It's got the script, everything, how the movie started, how it ended, and how they did it, how they produced it. Everything is in this book. And you could go online, and you could go on Film Desk, and they have it. And you know, like he said, the star of the movie was the car. And a lot of people agree with me on that. Of the 5 cars they used in the movie, they were all crushed. None of them were sold to the public. None of them exist anymore. So I built the best, I believe I built the best replica car out there. And Bob called it the same thing. You know, being a matching number 4-speed, U-code, 440 Magnum 4-barrel. And this is exactly what I have. It's phenomenal, you know, like I come from the back alley of years ago. And here and now I meet Bob. He's got this big, beautiful golf course called the Bridge. And we both have the same interest on the same car. How much can you ask for, man? I mean, I'm wordless. Okay, let's take a walk through the bridge here at the show, or what you really call the event. So let's take a walk, see what's going on. You guys, take a good look here. We're at the bridge. There's no place like this place on earth. Check it out. Is this a car show or the event? Look at it. So many cars that I don't know. Should I say I never heard of? This is what's so special about the show. You come here and you see cars you've never seen on the planet. But you know what? I think they're all here and they're all special. And you know what? It's being an honor being here, let me tell you. It's too many to go through today, but we'll shoot as much as we can. No place on earth. Is this a wild car show? Wow. This is the event. That's what they call it here on the bridge. Wow, beautiful day, beautiful cars. You can't ask for anything more than that. Look at this. Everywhere where your eyes can see. Awesome. And what a great golf course. The cars, yeah, Jaguar. I did not even know that was a Jaguar. One car I want to see in particular is a 1970 Hemicuda that was delivered to France back in 1970. And it's got a Hemi in it. The only car with a Hemi engine in it. We took a look at it last night, but no doors were open, no hood. But now that the hood is open, I'm going to take a look. Oh, it sure is. There it is. On one side, it's got Chrysler written on the shaker. And on the other side, it's written Hemicuda. This was made for racing, road racing. What a beautiful car, man.
Page through it. This is all the history on the car.
This is your car?
Well, yes.
You came from France?
He came from France, yeah. Henri Chemin exported it. He was head of the Chrysler race team,
That's
competition
right.
director.
I read it on the collector.
I'm going to see Henri next week.
On
He's
the
93.
program.
His wife called me, so you got to come before it's too late.
Okay.
So he put this in period scrapbook together on this car. 45 race wins, hill climb, FIA sanctioned races, hill climb, circuit races.
In France?
In France.
Okay. I know they were in the circuit.
Paul Ricard. Here, take a look. Here's Henri and Paul Ricard.
Wow.
Wait. He won twice there in 1971 and 72.
Hey.
We put his ass on the track. He wasn't insured. They let him go out anyway, 10 laps.
Why not?
He did 130 on the backstretch. And Paul Ricard.
I had a Hemicuda for 27 years street racing. Yeah. I built Hemis all my life.
4-speed?
E-body, 4-speed.
My man.
But
My man.
this car was being as a 4-speed should have a Dana.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
70 or 71?
71 I had. 70, I also had a 70 with a body mines.
The extra headlight you had.
That's right, yeah, that's right.
The
That's
extra
right.
headlight. Yeah.
Yes.
You want to get in? Get in.
I
It'll
will.
remind you.
Okay,
We were
sure.
looking.
Sure. Pistol grip, I got the pistol grip too, my challenger.
Yeah, get in there.
And the only two E-bodies here.
Get your ass in there.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Close the door and take a picture. But you know,
No, it's good. I love it like that. I want to show the pistol grip. I can't believe I'm sitting into a winner's car. Wow. This is beautiful. You know this is a race car. Beautiful, just beautiful.
Can we just see if the key fits?
yeah.
I'm kidding.
Insane, beautiful car. I have a guy in Montreal that has a 71 Hemicuda imported from France
Yeah.
in the road racing.
Probably imported.
And also,
Wait, imported from Henri. Henri's the guy that sent it to
and he
him.
had that special tag on.
He's the guy that sent it to him.
That's it. Because
Absolutely.
this car was built for export.
Yeah.
I know.
And-
I know.
yes.
Chrysler made a few of them.
Yeah, and we have the tag. And
Yes.
and Henri also imported to France 2 convertibles.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Were they
One-
both 70s?
Yeah, one for his friend.
A lot of good cars went to France.
Incredible.
And they love this kind of road racing.
Love it.
Oh,
this
yeah.
was beaten. He said they hated it and loved it at the same time.
Wow. Okay, beautiful. Let's go see some more American muscle. Let's go. This is a beautiful Shelby. I believe it's a 1970 GT500, which is the 428 Cobra Jet. This is beautiful. Beautiful color too. Very nice, very nice. GT500. If it was a GT350, it would be the small block 351. There's another one. Boss 429. There it is. 69 Boss 429. That's a very rare car too. Manual series, love to see this, let me tell you. This is the Hemi version from Ford to compete in the NASCAR races with the Hemi. Boss 9. And these are all 4-speed cars. Oh, Camaro SS. 69. Automatic on the steering. That's cool. An SS. Red lines. Ooh, big block Chev. Oh, Baldwin Motion. Big block. This Baldwin Motion used to be in Long Island, New York, back in the day. Chevrolet High Performance. They did some odd jobs on the side also, but they were specially tuned for Chevrolet. They built quite a few cars there, especially the engines. Very nice. You've got a lot of American history here. Okay, another Corvette convertible. This one's from New York. 4-speed, beautiful. Nice, very nice. A split window, rare, and an original paint. It's faded away, but it's original. It's only original once, and here it is. I believe it's a 63 because all split window Corvettes. This being a real split window car. This is a rare car, you guys. Corvette, manual transmission. Two in the same place? Not bad at all. Only the bridge. This is painted. Fuel injection. Mechanical fuel injection. That's rare. This is rare. Odd cars, you guys. These are odd cars. There's another one here. One in the 50s. Let's go take a look. Wow. Is this Hemi orange? And CRS. It's a beautiful red interior. Look at this. There's a Shelby convertible. Another vet. Everywhere you look. Viva Las Vegas. That's a rare piece right here. GT500 KR. Man, you want to look for rare cars? Come to this show. Come to the event. You name it. Chevrolet, Ferrari, Porsche, even Cobras. What have we got here? 3 Cobras. They're so beautiful, eh? One Cobra after another. So here we are in the Italian section. Beautiful. Lamborghini. Nice. Italia. Alfa Romeo. Fins and openings everywhere. All the way from Montana. Where do you start? Where do you start? There's a couple of Ferraris and my favorite, Ford GT. There it is. I always wanted to buy one of these. Mid-engine, built by Ford. Ford GT. This is awesome. Supercharged. Powered by Ford. Beautiful, just beautiful. They're all nice. Look at all the way up the hill. Porsches, more Porsches. Ferraris. We've got cars everywhere. Here's the sand trap. It's part of the golf course, you guys. Yeah, back in the Sahara Desert, racing. This is what this reminds me of with wheels like this on a Porsche. Oh yeah, serious business. Check out the headlights in the front. When they do night driving, you need all the lights you can get. You know, I'd like to go sand racing. I wouldn't mind at all. You want to get a good grip in the dirt, that's what you need. It's like a snow tire. You know, if I lived in Europe, I would own one of these. Why? Because I would drive it on the beach. In paddles. This is so cool. And then there was a special moment when I'm sitting there watching the films and sitting with my car and talking to a few people. Bob comes down and he says hello to me and my family. And we finally got a few minutes together. We're watching the screen together. And of course, he finally got to sign my book. I wanted to have him sign it after I got it last year. Spent a few moments. Then he asked me, do you have another Kowalski challenge you're working on? What happened to the one you have there, that picture with you seeing twins or double? I told him that was for a client of mine that went to San Francisco. Okay. And then he asked me, do you have anything else? I said, Bob, for what you want, the perfect car is right here. Then he looked at me, he goes, you know what, Nick? We'll talk. Then we just left it at that. So who knows the future? And I know Bob was looking at my car and he likes my car. And it is my dream car. I built that with love and passion. And we're getting older. And you know, I enjoy driving my Challenger. Even Bob told me that he owns a couple of cars, but he preferred to drive the Challenger. He told me so himself. And I go, I agree with you, man, because I love driving my Challenger. So we left it at that, and who knows the future. But in the meantime, we went on and enjoyed the show, the event that was going on. But I'm going to tell you one thing. About roughly 350 cars on the golf course, spread out. There's no way in one day or 6-7 hours to see all that. Every car has a story behind it. And you talk to so many people, so much interest, so much passion on these cars. You need a few days to go through the whole thing. And you know, meeting so many beautiful people and, you know, feeling that passion with cars and everything. And my family too enjoyed it. They loved it. You know, they had a great time. George as well. And I just gotta thank Bob Rubin for bringing us to this event. It was something very special. So I just want to say a big thank you from my family and George to you. So, you know, after sunset, it got dark, the event was over. And now the other special thing is when the cars get started and roll away off the golf course and onto the main road. And that is something, you guys, every car had its own sound, its own tune. And of course, nobody beat the cars to get off the golf course. They didn't want to rip apart the grass. But the sound that cars have, the effect, the rumble, the idle, even the lights and everything. And people photographing all these cars as they leave the golf course. It's something you never see.
Awesome.
And part of the track is in the middle of the golf course. Okay, the event is over, so we're just gonna pack up and head home, I guess. For the meantime, I'm gonna make a nice drive out of the bridge. Here we go. Awesome. I like to pop the clutch and go through the grass, but not here. But I like to go through the dirt road
just like Kowalski drove in the desert. So here we go. That's where you go down that road and you pass the magic moment, the Chevron gasoline bridge. That is very famous from the day they built the track, and that bridge is still there. And of course, we took one shot down at it, and I hope Bob didn't mind that. But that famous Chevron gasoline with the two French flags right there on the bridge. That bridge was the first thing we saw rolling in, and of course was the last thing rolling out. Until next time, who knows?